is you telling me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You tuned in to Throw the Hook Podcast, episode 21. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. I got my dog in the building, man. Ty Finney, the legend, aka In This Corner Podcast. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? Glad to be here with the team, man. Let's get into the boxing, man.
Let's go. And I got everybody's favorite OG in the building, man. Boxing First vlog. What is going on, big bro?
Man, you know it's me. I'm just here with the blunt truth. You dig?
Absolutely, figuratively and literally. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Boxing First vlog, man. Just to get things started, hold on. If you in here, say what's up. Put a 1 in the chat. Don't act like you're brand new. Do not act like you're brand new. You know what I'm saying? We go ahead and get started. It's so much boxing going on, fellas. It's so much going on. You know, big card this weekend. Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios. That entire card is lit. The prelims is going to be lit. We got Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington. That's going down Saturday as well. We definitely got to keep an eye out on that. We got a lot to talk about, but we got a couple people in here, man. Stop in, say what's up, put a 1 in the chat, let us know if we sounding good. But to get things started, let's talk about a fight that we all predicted correctly, and that was Efe Ajagba versus Charles Martin. Efe Ajagba got the 4th round knockout. I think Flog and I were about 2 rounds off. I think we were talking 6 during the last show, so he's about 2 rounds off. But we got the prediction correctly, along with Ty Finney, the legend. Ty, did you catch that fight? And if so, like, just what was your thoughts on Efe Ajagba performance?
Yeah, I caught it. Wasn't really too much to see, you know. It was all, you know, over in 4 rounds. I think Martin came out anxious. Effie came out composed. You know, I would say at the end of the first round, Effie landed some big shots. Probably like the last 10 seconds, he landed some good shots. Like you said, the 3rd round, that's when the first knockdown came. I think Martin had like his back against the ropes, and Effie threw like a 1-2. Like the first shot didn't catch him, but the second one was like a straight right, put him down. You see Martin was kind of struggling to get up, you know, reaching for the rope. So I could tell from that point that it was going to be an early stoppage. And then, you know, in the 4th round, you know, after he started landing some big shots and, you know, the referee stopped it. I wouldn't say I 100% agree with the stoppage, but, you know, Martin didn't really complain. You know what I mean? And I seen a video where he was saying he's all right and he'll be right back in there. So, you know, the man's healthy, you know, at least he didn't go out on the stretcher. So another win for Effie. So I'm gonna say like it wasn't really too much action, but hats off to Efe Ajagba, man. He got the job done.
Vlog, were you impressed with Efe Ajagba? Because you pretty much you were pretty much spot on as far as a prediction.
I can't say I was impressed. I was let down by Charles Martin's effort more than I was impressed by Efe. So, but at this point in his career, the Charles Martins, the Lubins, these type of guys, you know, as one of these fights got to be your last fight. You understand what I'm talking about? There's no title opportunities. You know, I mean, how many more mega paydays? Like, you know, what's a mega payday for these guys? What'll bring these guys back? I have no idea. But health-wise, I think it's more important that these guys have a decent life after the ring. So pushing it, this one extra fight, this one last payday, you know, it might not be a good look for you. obviously, if you would have won the fight, I don't think it would have done anything for you because you're with the wrong promotion. You know what I mean? They trying to get it together a little bit over there, in my estimation, because I'm seeing a little bit more social investment into promoting, like after fight clips, things like that. For the first time, this is their third card, so I haven't seen that yet. But I'm still not hearing the fighters be able to introduce themselves. They don't want the boxers to outshine the promotion, so they don't want a star. They just want workers. You know what I'm saying? Because they ran into that with in the UFC, where them guys got so big, the Conor McGregors and the Adesanyas and the John Joneses. Them guys got so big that they had to capitulate to a certain extent, and I don't think they want to do that in this boxing league that they have. Because I say it's a league because you're tied into whatever they're doing over there. You don't. There's no, going outside, going across the street, negotiating fights, which to a certain extent, not having all of these streaming services actually help the sport if you really want to look at it. So a guy like Dana coming along, I don't think what they're doing is helping the sport. It's just, some more boxing we get to see, but it's no potential stars over there. They're not going to let nobody fly.
That's an interesting take, man, for sure. Big shout out to CK in the building, man. CK, what's going on? Said hi. What's going on with you, CK? CK, if you're not subscribed, man, please subscribe. G5 Jeff TV. Then shoot on over to Boxer First Vlog, subscribe there. Then cruise on over to Ty Finney, the legend in this corner podcast. Go subscribe over there too. Once we see you subscribe, we subscribing right back to you. You know what I mean? Show the love right back. The fight with Ajagba and Charles Martin vlog, I was kind of leaning your way in terms of just being disappointed with Charles Martin, simply because it seemed like the punch resistance is kind of like gone at this point. Even the like what Ty Finney was saying, like, he was getting hit with some lighter shots and it was moving him back like several steps. Now, don't get me wrong, Efe Ajagba was a strong dude. Like, he's a powerful guy. But, the light shots he was taking about 3-4 steps back, and it was knocking him off balance even with the light shots. So, I mean, Efe Ajagba did okay in that fight, but I came out of that fight like, how many more fights does Charles Martin have left in the tank? Like, how many does he have in the tank? I don't know. I mean, with him saying that he can jump right back in there, I don't know. He might end up being. Now, this is bad. If you would end up being a gatekeeper for a brand new league, that's bad. That's bad, bro. Yeah, that's really bad. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, I want to add, like, I just watched like the highlights of the fight. I know it was only 4 rounds, but like Martin didn't have no intensity behind his punches, man. Like, he was going to the body and everything, but it looked like it was like pity pat shots. Like, man, he didn't like. I don't know what his game plan was, man, but yeah. I was like I said, I was let down by Martin's performance too. I was let down.
Yeah. Charles Martin looked like he was pushing a lot of his shots. Like, he wasn't putting no weight behind the shots. Like, he wasn't committing to them. Like, he wasn't committing to the work, but I think part of that is because he probably was conscious of Ajagba's power in that fight too. But I always felt like Martin was wasn't a solid puncher. I mean, like, throwing clean shots. Like, he got a high knockout ratio, but when you really watch him, he really don't commit to his shots. Like, Efe Ajagba, win or lose, he commits to his shots. Like, that's why I like Efe Ajagba. But yeah, you really got to question Charles Martin and like where does he go from here? You might see him on future Zuffa cards against some young guys that we never heard of that probably got nice records, and he might be a gatekeeper for Zuffa, which is crazy. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least I think it was against Ortiz. At least Martin didn't get hit so hard where he was just stuck looking at space. If y'all remember that,
Yeah,
he got right hard, man. He was just like just stuck looking at space, man. That was so funny, bro.
yeah. That shot, that was one of the. That was a classic. That was a classic shot. Like we have shots throughout the history of boxing where you like, God damn, like he's in a whole nother world. Like he was in a whole nother world. Like it's kind of similar to the Zab Judah Costa Zoo when Zab Judah got knocked down and he got up and he was like this and then fell back down. Like it's just you get hit so hard, like you get sent to another planet. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Modern King Boxing Man said peace this corner podcast already. Big shout out to you, bro. Salute to you. To F.A. Ajagba seems like a slow learner. I've been waiting for the Nigerian Nightmare to get to elite level by now. So the thing with F.A. Ajagba, because of his style, you really got to be careful on who you put him up against. Matchmaking for F.A. Ajagba is extremely important. There's certain guys that just he's going to look bad against. And that's the thing with Ajagba, and that's why he's not elite. You know, elite guys, you can put them up against anybody. They're going to be able to, they're going to be able to swim under any water. With F.A. Ajagba, it's a little different. But I would like to see F.A. Ajagba like Jared Anderson. I would like to see a fight like that. I think that'd be a good look for both guys. I think Big Baby Anderson got a fight coming up, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I wouldn't mind F.A. Ajagba and Mr. Toupee himself, Big Baby Miller. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind seeing them two scrap it out too. But with him being on Zuffa, I'm like, who knows who he can and can't fight? Under that contract. Vlog, is there anybody that you would like to see F.A. Ajagba fight next?
I'm not gonna fraud. I actually, because like you said, we don't know who he's able to fight. Is they just tied to whoever's on that roster? I have no idea. But speculating, I would like to see him fight the winner of Frank Sanchez versus Torres. I like that matchup for him. Either one matches up because you either fighting a power puncher or you fighting a boxer that actually can bang a little bit. Sanchez got a little something with that straight, right? So you know what I'm saying. I think that's a clean fight for him.
Yeah, for sure. Big shout out to Child of God. Big shout out to Child
of God. And one last thing, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, FA has improved greatly.
Yeah.
Greatly. His punch resistance has gotten better because he was in a little war with the Italian boy when they was both on top rank. He was in a nice little scrap that got him right, you know what I mean? So his whiskers have been tested, you know what I mean? So I think he's improved his footwork slightly a little better, you know what I mean? I think he still got room. He's a guy that started late in the game. So, coming from another country, all of that. So I think, he's improving slightly and he looked all right to me, you know what I mean? But Martin looked worse.
I like how you put that because I got out of that fight that, my question is like more so should Charles Martin retire versus what's next for F.A. Ajagba?
Well, you ain't no retiring with that Zuffa contract. You got to fulfill them 4 or 5 fights that you agreed to, because obviously you going over there ain't no single fight situation. They're not doing that.
Well, I know they're signing some people on to a lot of fights. I'm gonna keep that one to myself. But they giving out lifetime contracts over there to Zuffa, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Bro, them 360 deals, bro.
Man, I listen. The one contract I heard about that's a 720. That thing is crazy, absolutely crazy. But before we get off that topic, I just want to ask you guys one more question. After 3 Zuffa boxing shows, what would you grade the first 3 shows as far as like Zuffa is concerned? Just give it an A, a B, a C, a F. You're not impressed. Like, Ty, I'll go you first. What would you rate Zuffa boxing after the first three shows?
Well, let me ask you. So was the Valenzuela, was that on a Sunday too?
Yes.
So since these fights are on a Sunday, I kind of didn't like it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still watch the FP fight and everything. So, but just I prefer Saturday. But the Saturn that was really the first one I seen. So I was cool with it. It was some good cards. The cold man, I believe, was what dude got knocked out with an uppercut. So
yeah, that was clean. Yeah, that was clean. That was
that was a
clean.
bad shot too. So I mean, overall with the card I seen on Sunday, I was cool with it. You know what I mean? We got 2 stoppages. The setting looked nice, but like I can't really judge fully because I didn't see the first 2. But from what I seen on Sunday, I'm cool with it.
All right, that's fair. Vlog, what you got for me?
You asked for a letter grade. I didn't get a letter grade from Ty, so let me get a letter grade from you, my dude.
Well, just from I guess from the FA show, Ty, what would you rate that one?
No, just overall. No,
he didn't see the other 2 though. He didn't see the other 2.
All right, it's all right. He ain't see the other 2, but you know what they doing, so you like based on your knowledge, you can give them a grade.
What letter grade would you give him, Ty?
I'll give him a C.
C?
Yeah, I'll give him a C. And hey, Vlog, before you cook, I want to say I'm with you, man. I think Effie, I like Richard Torres, but like you said, he got to get past Frank Sanchez. We already know Effie and Sanchez already got into it, but I like Richard Torres. I think that's a good scrap for him. But I will say, I think Torres is going to have struggles with the taller guys because I've seen that against Villanello. So I think when he gets in there with some tall guys, he's going to have some issues. But I do like that fight, though.
You got it, bro.
Okay, I ain't want to step on no fingers or toes. I give him a D minus.
Explain, bro.
The key word in their business is promotion. Zuffa Boxing Promotions. They have a F at that in particular. Why it goes up from an F is because they have had a couple of good fights. That being said, there is no future layout for that league, that roster. At least with PBC, even within their own roster, we could develop great fights, world title opportunities. We don't know if they're going to be tied to the ring belt or if they're going to actually have their own belt. I have no idea, but that's the problem. How are you having 3 events already? You're having them on the worst day you can have them, bro. Like Sunday night, bro, most people is trying to lay up with the wifey by that time. You know what I mean? You see what I'm talking about? You either Friday night, you either out with the homies. Saturday, you run around doing chores. You might eat with wifey or whatever. But Sunday, you really get to just kick back. Nobody trying to sit there and watch no fights. That ain't no world title events. Bro, this is terrible, bro. If they're going to do it on Sunday, do it earlier, bro. Do it earlier. What are you doing it at 6 o'clock at night for on a Sunday? Come on, bro. They got money to waste. That's what all that tells me. They have money to waste. They have no real game plan. But if they do link up with Ring Magazine, at least it kind of opens up the playbook to a certain extent where you might be able to pitch 1 or 2 of these guys that they signed over there against some guys that used to be at Top Rank or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I've heard he's cooking up something with Turkey and them bozos from Ring Magazine. So, you know what I mean? Hopefully it can build up. But right now it's a D minus.
Okay. Fair enough. As far as the Zuffa belt, from what I've been told, is it is connected to the ring belt. So basically, if you have the Zuffa belt, it'll give you a pathway to a ring belt opportunity. So that's what I was told. So I think it's a little early in the game for that because they don't even have a full roster yet. But so T got a C grade. Vlog, you got a D minus. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go C minus, but I'll explain why. So, as far as the promotion is concerned, the actual like TV promotion, I'm not a big fan of them fighting at the Plex because it's times where it's like completely silent, and it kind of gives boxing during COVID vibes. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you watching a fight and it's dead quiet. Now, the fan in me loves to hear the punches. I love to hear the punches, but it's nothing like hearing like a crowd reaction. Crowd reaction to a shot. So I think them having it at the Plex. I think some cards are okay for the Plex, but they're gonna have to expand their horizons and actually get into actual places where they can put a good amount of people in there, and it'll add to the actual atmosphere. So I'm not a huge fan of the Plex. Them goddamn uniforms. I can't stand them damn uniforms. Like, oh my god, I cannot stand them uniforms, man. Like, just you're
Hey,
taking away.
hey,
Mhm.
hey, they got them looking like prison fighters.
Yeah, man. Like it's like it's
Like,
crazy, man. Like I
like
can't
that, them,
stand
are-
them
them,
uniforms.
them are state issued. You know what I'm saying? Like, come
Yeah,
on, bro. Like, stop, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm about to take that D minus back and just give them a straight F, bro. But like I said, it's been a couple good fights. You know what I mean? And I gotta give them credit for that.
yeah, and that's where my C minus comes in at because for all of the things that I dislike from the uniforms to them fighting at the Plex, there's little to no crowd engagement. Even after the fights, they're starting to do press conferences and stuff like that. I have seen them. Fighters are speaking, but they are exclusively to, I think, UFC.com.
And no,
Um,
they let Fight Hype holler at somebody recently backstage. I think it was FA. So I've seen some couple third party joints, but it's big ones like Fight Hype and I think it's
yeah,
somebody else.
yeah. So it's probably very exclusive to maybe 10 or less media
And
outlets
that's new.
outside.
And that's new, bro, within the last week. Like literally.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because of the experiences that I've had with current Zuffa fighters, them not being able to get on camera. So, it's definitely an adjustment. But with all that being said, they have had a couple of really good action fights. They've had a couple of highlight reel knockouts as well. That uppercut was nasty. That uppercut was nasty on Sunday. That was a beautiful shot.
Facts.
Beautiful
Yo,
shot.
pronounce dude name. Triple dare you.
You ain't even got to triple dare me, bro. I just lose. straight up. Straight up. But it was a beautiful shot. And anybody that's a fan of the show, big shout out to Shane. Shane and I, we got a thing where we talk about uppercuts and them being thrown the correct way from the outside and not being thrown from too far. He threw it at a perfect distance and threw it at the perfect time. It was an uppercut, but that shit landed like a check hook. Like that shot was super crazy, and it was like he just froze and just fell back. Like that was a beautiful shot. So I'll get him a C minus just off of the fights. Just off of the fights. The Antonio Woods and Mark Buke, that was a good fight. That was I think that ended up being like fight of the night for them. The only thing that I do like as far as Dana White, like the bonuses they give to the fighters, I rock with that. Get them guys some added incentive, go in there and put on a show. So I would say like a C minus, but they have a lot of work to do. I'm not a fan of the Sunday night as well because that's definitely not going to work, especially when football season starts back. Nobody's going to be watching Zuffa boxing, and you got Sunday night football going on. You have late college basketball games that go on Sunday night. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind because Pro Box comes on what is that? Thursdays? Fridays. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Zuffa
doing a Thursday.
I wouldn't mind them doing a Thursday show or even do a complete throwback and take it back to the Tuesday night fights. You know, we grew up off of the USA Tuesday night fights. They would have a landscape all by themselves, you know, but the Sunday night is I can't really rock with it unless it's a big time name or
but they ain't got them.
They don't have them right now.
No world title fights. No number one contender. None of that yet. So it's terrible. That's my point.
Yeah. Their first in-house title fight is Jai Opataya on the 8th against Brandon Glanton.
Your very first fight. And you already got a Ring Magazine belt. I mean,
and I was told the other belts are on the line too, but they're just not mentioning that. And the thing is, I like Glanton as a fighter. I just don't want to see him against Opataya. Opataya should be fighting other people. You know what I mean? It's just like if he fought Glanton a couple years ago, cool. You know, he fought him a couple years ago, cool. Not now though. Opataya is at another point in his career, so I'm not really looking forward to that fight. Even though Glanton has a puncher's chance, and that's about it. You know, but you know, getting off the Zuffa discussion, we got Brian Garcia versus everybody's favorite draw candidate, Mario Barrios. And actually Ryan Garcia got fined $5,000 because by the WBC for I think not sending in a video for their 14-day weight check. They ended up getting it corrected, but I know initially they fined them $5,000 for that. Both of them seem to be on pace to make 147 pounds. And I know this is our first time actually talking about this fight on the show. So, Ty, I'm gonna start with you real quick. What's your thoughts on the Ryan Garcia Mario Barrios fight?
I'm going with Ryan. I think he's got more to prove in this fight. He's never been a world champion, so this is his shot to be a world champion. So if he gets past Barrios, he gets to say he's a world champion for the first time. He's already got the big following, he's got the power, but he's never been a world champion. So I think he's going to go into this fight knowing that, and he's going to go into this fight letting them hands go. Like I think we're going to see Ryan Garcia. I don't think we're going to see Ryan Garcia that we've seen against Rolly Romero and Barrios. Man, he's been in there with Manny Pacquiao. He's been in there with a Hall of Fame legend. So I just feel Ryan's going to go in here, swinging for the fences. And we're gonna see old time Ryan Garcia. So I honestly got Ryan Garcia by a late stoppage.
Okay. Vlog, go ahead, bro.
All right. I gotta put a tag on this fight. This is the average boxer, the belt, and the bozo. So that's the way I break this fight down. It's a garbage ass belt. It's the juice bowl. It's boxing. You know what I mean, bro? Like, only thing I ask for this fight, if it's allowed, which I'm sure it is because of the way he's acting, he did not have this same smoke coming back off his little suspension and that little weak ass suspension. They should have gave him 5 years, in all honesty. They should have sat him down. But that being said, though, if they allow it, which they doing, they are allowing certain levels as far as the WBC is concerned. As long as both fighters are at them equal levels, I think it should be a decent fight. I look forward to just go the distance because Ryan Garcia is not really a finisher like that. He's finished all C level, D level competition. He hasn't stopped anybody at even B plus. So that being said, I say Barrios is C level at best B. You know what I mean? Minus if you want to be nice. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's gonna stop him because I think they both gonna have the same amount of space juice in their system. Barrios is being low key about it, which I respect him not even bringing it up, talking about it, because I do believe that's because he's using the same substances that are allowed. And it's already been stated that the WBC allows a certain amount of whatever they allow. I don't know. I don't have a list of it, but it's just what we know. Obviously, they do because they let old boy just fight for his belt and lose it, which he shouldn't have been in there in the first place. Because either he was fighting like he was coming down, or he was fighting like he was just going cold turkey. Because that was a terrible. Sebrio, Matisse.
Oh, Matisse.
He looked,
okay.
Yeah, he looked terrible. I'm telling you. So you could tell how Ryan Garcia is acting through this presser. The man is super juice, bro. He you know, he on that asteroid milkshake juice, bro. I'm just trying to. He too lively. You could just tell the differences. When was he acting like this on that fight build up for Rolly Romero? When was he talking and chirping and calling out all these and his dream fight and all of this? He juiced up, man. Come on, bro. Stop. They just controlled the levels now where he ain't as tweaky as he was doing the Haney build up and the Haney promotion. You know what I mean? They got the levels controlled. You know, science is you gotta work with it. You gotta test it out and you gotta adjust. So I think they adjusted the levels. As long as, like I said, my base point with this is if it's a fair amount for each fighter, I think Barrios can make it the distance. Who wins? I could care less, man. Fuck that garbage ass belt.
What kind of drink was that again, bro? It was a what?
Asteroid milkshake, bro.
Yo, that is fucking hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. On a serious note, though, this fight for me is an interesting fight simply because you don't know what Ryan Garcia is going to show up. You really don't. You really don't know what Ryan Garcia is going to show up. And as far as Mario Barrios is concerned, he's going to consistently give you a half fight. He's going to consistently give you about a good 5 rounds that you be like, all right, cool. Like Barrios won a cool 5 rounds or whatever. When you look at it from a style matchup, if Ryan Garcia is throwing in combinations and he's kind of being disciplined, he should win the fight just for the hand speed and combinations. He should win the fight because he'll look flashy enough for the scorecards. As far as Barrios is concerned, Barrios has an underrated jab. I like his jab. The thing about Barrios is he has a catch and shoot type style, but he doesn't catch and shoot when guys are throwing multiple shots. Like as long as you don't throw 1 or 2 shots against Mario Barrios, you should be able to get the 3rd and 4th shot off on Mario Barrios. If you're throwing 1 or 2 shots, Barrios is gonna give you some issues because he catch and shoots pretty well. But I just think Ryan Garcia is not gonna throw just 1 or 2 shots. I think he's really gonna go in there and throw some combinations. As of right now, I think Ryan Garcia wins by decision. I gotta see him at the weigh-in before I make like an official, pick. But I think it's an okay matchup.
I mean, yes, on paper it's okay. You know, you got a dude that pull out draws, and you got a dude that loses when he steps up. So the question is this a step up? That's the real question.
Is it a step up for Ryan?
Yes, because he loses when he steps up.
Yeah, I wouldn't. eh, that's a good question. I'm not
Is
really
it?
sure. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
we don't know because we don't know if Barrios is going to be supported with the extraterrestrial elements. You know what I mean? If he's allowed to, you know what I mean, use space nature to his assistance, I think he can make a hell of a fight out of it. One thing you got to know about Ryan Garcia though, he's not a consistent combination puncher. He combinates once he has you hurt. He doesn't combinate to get the third one off, to get the second one off, to get the fourth one off. He doesn't combinate in that way, bro. So it's a question of can be persistent with that combination to out work the dude that we expect is going to be the mover. The dude, in my estimation, has the better footwork. So can he track him down? I haven't seen him do that very well. He hasn't fought a lot of dudes that box either. He had trouble really getting to Tank consistently. And when he did, he kept missing the same shot, that left hook. And Tank
Yeah.
ain't a mover like that either. Tank positions himself to box. On the
Yeah.
flip side, Barrio moves. He uses that rope. He swings around, throws a jab. He got a nasty little right hand. You can run into that. And we know Ryan is susceptible to getting caught.
I wouldn't be surprised if Barrios win this fight.
I
I
wouldn't
don't
either.
I'm not there yet. I gotta
But
do a little bit more homework, but I'm
a-
not there
a-
yet.
ask yourself this: what's better for boxing?
What's better for boxing?
Yeah.
All right. The question is, what's better for boxing? Are you
As
asking
far
me
as the
just as far?
outcome, what would be better for boxing? So you got to put that in your decision basin too, understanding that, like, we live in that system where everything is.
Well, I
I
think.
say, I
Go
say
ahead. Go ahead,
Ryan.
T. Go ahead, T.
I say Ryan. I say Ryan because we still got that thought is him and Haney going to run it back. Both of them world champions at 147. That makes a blockbuster for the rematch if they decide to go that direction. But for me, I want to say this about Barrios, man. I felt he held back against Pacquiao. Like how you don't beat a 46-year-old guy coming off a long layoff. I felt he held back because he was in the ring with a legend. He was just respecting him. That's just me. I just felt he held back against him. I'm like, how you not going to beat the old Pacquiao, man?
That's again, you got to ask about the scenario. Did they tell him, yo, don't put it on him, even if it's there to put it on him, don't put it on him.
Well,
But you're a world champion, man. I mean,
but
you're a world champ, man. And
hey, hey, Ty, you know the one thing I noticed in that Pacquiao fight, like Barrios has issues with combos and speed. He has issues with combos and speed. So I don't think they said, "Hey, take it easy on Pacquiao," and I don't even think he was holding back. I think the combos and speed kind of goes against his catch and shoot style. So I think it was a style thing that made him look the way he looked in that fight. I think the main issue I had with Barrios in the Pacquiao fight is it looked like it took him an extremely long time to get adjusted to the speed. But Pacquiao didn't look blazing fast to me.
exactly. He didn't. And it seemed to me when he was coming in throwing his combos like Pacquiao does, it seemed like the crowd was just going crazy. But it wasn't really landing like effectively.
Yeah.
But I guess they were looking for that old Pacquiao and they were just going crazy when he was doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because everything Pacquiao was throwing, they was going crazy, and I'm like, what are y'all watching? You know what I mean? Like the reactions was crazy. Go ahead, Vlog.
Oh no, I agree, man. It was just, again, that's what you want to avoid in this fight. You want to avoid Ryan having the fuel to be able to waylay, because that's what I call it when he does do it. He's a waylay guy. He's not
Mm-hmm.
really accurate with those type of combinations. He can get that left hook to the body off, and he can outspeed you with the left hook to the chin. But we've seen that against slower, less accomplished guys in the sport, less
Mm-hmm.
naturally talented guys. So this is
Yeah.
a guy that can technically box at the basic level pretty good. At least we can give Barrios that compliment to
I
say at
agree.
the basic level, movement, your jab in a right hand, he can do that. So that automatically says, can he overcome the pressure? Can he pick his spots, get off? Don't let Ryan get ahead on the hyphy scorecards with the yelling from the crowd, because you know he gonna have all his bots in the building, and it's gonna be crazy, man. So Barrios back against the wall, and don't don't give up half the fight, bro. You know what I mean? Like, try to take every round. Even if you want to give it up because it's like, yo, I need this 2 minutes, at least act like you're trying to take it, and you might be able to get it on the judge's scorecard. It's gonna be a tricky fight. I think they're gonna want it a close fight just for the drama aspect of it. I think that it's not gonna be a runaway like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just, another thing that makes this fight intriguing, I haven't really heard anybody talk about it, is the fact that Barrios has Ryan Garcia's old trainer in his corner. Uh, how much of an impact do you think that is?
I don't. Goosen is more of a coach him up type of guy. He's not a style trainer in my estimation. He's a guy that's, come through, making sure you're hitting the heavy bag, getting you some extra water, telling you tomorrow we're gonna do road work. I don't think he's a true 1-2 guy like that. In my estimation, I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? I've heard him be around the sport, and he's been around some decent fighters, but I just haven't heard it from him in the corner.
That's fair. That's fair. Ty, you think that's gonna be you think that's gonna play a big role in the fight with Barrios having Joe Goosen, Ryan Garcia's old trainer, in his corner?
No, I don't really think that's going to be much of a factor. But I want to ask Flaw this though. Jeff, me and you talked about this off camera. I think we have talked about it on the show. Hey, Flaw, do you think that Ryan, when him looking as bad as he did against Rolly, do you think that had to do with the fight being outside, pulling up in the cars? Like, since this is going to be in the venue, do you think he's going to come out pumped, amped up, like the
Yeah,
Ryan that we normally see?
bro, that fight was under the lights, so he didn't have his support, bro. You know what I mean? The Needle Brigade wasn't able to follow him. You know what I mean? So it just didn't work out for him. And I'm trying to tell you, even if you look at the Haney situation, his effort and energy to actually finish was not there. Did he get them knockdowns? Yes, he did. He never had the extra effort and energy or boxing knowledge to actually get the stoppage. You got to pay attention to that fight, bro. That's when we know he was on the same stuff we believe he's on right now. So as I'm saying that, you got to pay attention. Did he actually go for the kill? Was he actually able to finish him? And Haney was a little, he was a little situated there. He had to come back, get back in his lane. He was in the other lane a couple times, a little bit there. But your boy could not make him crash the car. Pay attention to that. We got to pay attention to that, bro. So I don't know if he can get the stoppage in this fight, and I don't know if he can keep his foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting that's one of the more intriguing fights because it's like it's two unknowns. Like Mario Barrios like I haven't seen him put a whole game tape together, where he looked solid throughout the entire fight. When he fought Manny, he didn't put a whole tape together. He fought Ali.
No, he looked good against Ugas. That was a shutout.
Yeah, he beat Ugas. Ugas was toast
He
though.
looked.
Ugas was toast though.
I mean, we got to
So,
still give him credit though.
no,
That's what
I'll
I'm
give it
talking
to him.
about.
I'll give it to him. His
And,
last two
and,
though, he ain't put
and
together a good enough tape.
no doubt about that's all that we can go on. But at the same time, we can't forget what we do know has been there: the ability to box. He looked good against Tank. He definitely won significant rounds until the stoppage, and he got stopped on his feet.
Well, here's the thing though. If you look at the Ugas fight and you look at the Tank fight, neither guy really throws in high combinations. When it's single two shot punchers, Barrios gonna do well. He's gonna do well because he got he
I give you
he he catch
that.
he catch and shoot, and he got a nice little counter right hand. He got a
No
nice
doubt.
little counter right
Yeah,
hand for sure.
that's what I was going. He slides off with it too. He
Yes,
likes to throw it on his way out the side door. So
yeah,
Ryan, in the way he overcommits at sometimes when he's getting ready to set up and do his thing, that's an overcommitment. If the timing is right, Barrios could be a little bit tricky with it. So yeah.
yeah, and also with a catch and shoot uh style, he shouldn't have too many issues with the lead left hook because Barrios style is to catch the first shot anyway. So 9 times out of 10, he's catching and responding. And if he is initiating offense, he's throwing that side. He got a solid jab too. He got a solid jab. For as many shots as I take at Barrios for having his draws and all that, like he has a solid base. He has a solid
Yeah.
jab, solid
Yeah.
counter puncher. And his defense is, as long as a guy don't have like blazing speed with the combinations, like he pretty much holds his own offensively. I mean defensively. So he's a solid fighter. Like he's a solid fighter.
And we not saying this either. He's actually the bigger guy. So if you want that
Yeah,
left hook, it's coming uphill.
yeah.
It's
He's
coming.
the bigger guy, been at 47 longer. You
Yeah.
know, it's gonna be an interesting fight for sure. Now, as far as Goosen is concerned, the old Goosen was an intellectual in the corner. Like he'd be kicking that shit in the corner, the old Goosen. I would say probably over the last couple years, Goosen has kind of been taking on kind of like the brawler type fighter, where he's like you said, vlog, like he's kind of giving the motivational speeches and things like that. So I haven't really heard him kick that knowledge in the corner. Now, as far as him, that being a factor in this fight, I don't think it's going to be a factor in the fight because Ryan Garcia is so much of a wild card. I don't think Ryan Garcia knows what Ryan Garcia going to do when he kicks.
No, we got to be honest. Ryan Garcia is a Reynoso guy. They concentrate on they left hooks. They Canelo, Valdez, Garcia, couple of them other dudes that they had over there. They some heavy left hook guys. They have that certain try to get the body shot off sort of mindset, like working downstairs. Ryan did that early. He hasn't done that. He tried it against Tank a couple of times. It didn't work because he was reaching a lot with Tank being so short that he didn't consistently throw it in that fight. And he paid for it because I thought he was punching too hard in that fight also. So, yeah, I mean, he's another guy. He can't control whether it's hard, soft, intermediate. Is it a feint? Like he's out of control. Like you said, we don't know what we're gonna get. But style wise, I don't think Goosen did anything to say, okay, I'm giving you this now, so something in your toolbox. I think he just worked with him for what he had, and it was short term. What it was like 3 fights at best.
Yeah, it wasn't too long, and it was earlier in his career too.
Yeah,
He worked with Ryan, and Ryan, if you really look at Ryan offensively, like people think when guys have speed like they have an identity. Like you can have like quick hand speed and not have an identity offensively. A lot of times, them dudes they'll waste shots. They'll just throw a bunch of shit. And like when you think about it, Ryan Garcia offensively, outside of the lead left hook, like what identity does he have offensively when you
Nothing.
really look at it?
Nothing, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
He ain't been digging to the body. He has no jab. His footwork is trash. He is just somebody that's in position to be the Latino king of boxing, to be that face. Tiafimo had it for a little bit from the eastern side. Ryan has been more of a Western LA Vegas type of dude, and he's been able to hold it down. Well, right now with Canelo falling off, he's at the end of the ladder, get ready to step off the ladder. They gotta have a guy. It's gotta be Ryan, and they gotta let him be juiced to be that guy that people can cheer for. If you listen to the crowd in the Rolly Ryan fight, man, that shit was snoozer. It was a snoozer fest, bro.
Yeah, wasn't nobody in there. Wasn't nobody
That's
in
my
there. That was a
that's
private event for the rich. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a private event for the rich,
because
and
everybody
it's
knew
crazy.
he wasn't gonna be shit, bro, because he was off the juice.
I really I think I'm not gonna give my official prediction until after the weigh-in. Like once I see the way, I know what I'm gonna get with Barrios. Like I know what I'm gonna get with Barrios. Like
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is the one that I want to see at the weigh-in. Like that's the one that I want to see, and then I'll be able to give a prediction, an official prediction on that fight. But I'm actually more excited about these undercard fights as well. I think the one that I'm excited about the most is Richardson Hitchens versus Duarte. I think that's going to be a really, really good fight. This is a classic boxer versus puncher matchup, and you've gotten some of the best fights in history that has been the boxer versus the puncher. So I'm really excited about this matchup. But Vlog, what do you think about Hitchens and Duarte?
I like the fight. Is at some point these young boys is gonna have to really put their iron up against some proven iron and respected iron. And here we got another fight like that. But what I want, and I asked you off camera, but I'm gonna ask it in front of everybody right now. I need Ty's estimation on this. Is this the same level as Shushu versus Castro, or is this a harder test as far as Duarte and Hitchens?
Ty, you want me to go first on this, or you wanna cook up first on that?
I think Shushu and Castro is definitely would be more entertaining than this one. To me, this fight, I think Hitchens wins this. This is just my opinion. I think Hitchens wins easily. I think Hitchens is gonna like outbox, outjab Duarte, to a decision. I think Duarte is gonna like you said, this is a boxer puncher. I think Duarte is gonna try to land big shots, but Hitchens is gonna be too quick on his feet, and he's not gonna be able to catch Hitchens. So I think this is easy work for Hitchens. I see Hitchens outboxing him like easily. He's fast, but he ain't got no pop. So unless Duarte can get like a serious shot in and seriously buzz him, I think this is easy work for Hitchens.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hitchens on upset alert. Hitchens is on upset alert. I'm gonna tell you why, though. I'm gonna tell you why. So the thing with Hitchens, people look at the George Kambosos fight, and they forgot about all of Hitchens' other fight. All his other fights, they done forgot about that. They look at the Kambosos fight and they think that's been Richardson Hitchens his whole
career. Yeah.
That's the first time that Hitchens put the whole package together. And what I mean by that is because I want to give Hitchens his credit. Hitchens has one of the best jabs in the sport. He has one of the best walk down jabs in the sport. And what I mean by walk down jab is a lot of a lot of times guys they'll jab and they'll be off the back foot or they trying to circle out, things like that. He does a
That's
great
what.
job
Hey,
of doing. Go ahead.
I call that the get off me jab, the stay
Yeah,
off me jab,
he got to
the
stay
walk.
off me jab, and then that walk down jab where he's jabbing, but he's coming forward to land some other work. Hitchens does a great job at that. The problem that I have with Hitchens is that I don't think his walk down game is too good. It looked good
That
against Cambosis. I don't think Hitchens' walk down game is really that great. But I'm gonna break down why I say that. So you got Oscar Duarte. So Duarte is a power guy, right? He's a power guy. Everything is aggressive. Everything is hard. Everything is aggressive with his offense. The thing with Hitchens, and what makes this fight so interesting, is that with Hitchens, how can he operate outside of jab first? You don't see Hitchens operating offensively outside of jab first. That's the first punch of the combination. If you take Hitchens' jab away, what can he do offensively? So you have a combination of that, and I don't really like his walk down game. Like it's like he's not mean enough inside the ring. And I think that's a difference between him and you say like a Haney. If you take away Haney's jab, Haney, he can get on the inside. He can throw a lead left hook. He can start his combinations off with straight right hands. He can give you different angles, different combination points. Hitchens is strictly the jab. Strictly the jab. It's almost like I'm not comparing them as fighters, but I'm talking about offensively. He's damn near on Paulie Malignaggi type level in terms of like 95% of his combinations start off with the jab. And it's like when you're dealing with a power guy like that, you have to give them different looks. You got to give them different looks in terms of the punch variety because he's going to set some traps. He's going to have Duarte run into some shit. And Duarte, if he lands something nice, and we've seen this in vlog, I know you've seen this in the past with Hitchens. If you land something nice against Hitchens, that walk down jab turns into a get off me jab, and it's going to be a lot of circling, a lot of pivoting out, and something that's not pleasing to certain judges. If Hitchens, if that Cambosis Hitchens don't show up, we might be talking upset.
But you got to look at it this way. Cambosis is the dude that's been ran through the wash several times. So at what Cambosis did he actually beat? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That wasn't the freshest version of a Cambosis that we've seen in the past 5 years. So that being said, I give him credit, but again, another situation where it's a Lubin-esque sort of scenario, like the tread. I see some thread showing. You understand what I'm talking about? So, it's like how much credit. And then again, we've seen him where he's been forced into the fight that he doesn't want to do, able to still come out victorious because he can box. But it's a little bit different when you got a guy that's so highly disrespected, a guy that's a natural banger, that's probably coming to prove himself. You know what I mean? This is the perfect opportunity for an upset. This is probably upset of the weekend in my estimation. Could be. And we're going to have one for sure. And if I picked a fight, I would pick this fight. I would pick this fight.
And the thing is, but I know Ty said he think it's going to be easy work. It'll look like easy work if Richardson Hitchens is on his A game. If Hitchens bring his A game, I'm expecting the 8-4 decision for Hitchens. But the Cambosis fight, I think that fight is really I think that's kind of giving off a false perception of who Hitchens really is. And then of course we've seen him with Keyshawn Davis and arguing with him and arguing with Haney. So you're starting to see Hitchens' name mentioned with the big boys. The one thing I will say, if Hitchens beats Duarte in impressive fashion, then I'll believe it. I'll believe Hitchens, but I'm not. I like Hitchens as a fighter. I'm not there yet, though. I'm
I'm
not
not
there yet.
sold. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not
sold yet.
sold. Yeah.
I'm not sold yet. But he
I'm,
does have. He has a top. I would say Hitchens got a top 10 jab in the game, which will keep him in any fight. He has a top 10 jab and he moves pretty well. Um, hold on. We got somebody. BYU in the building. Big shout out to you. He said Richardson wins 8-4. See, that's the thing. I feel like if Hitchens is on his A game, I would say 8-4. I think Hitchens will win 8-4. But anything outside of his A game, he is going to have some issues. He is going to have some issues because
it
I don't
only
see Hitchens setting too many traps either.
it
I don't
only
see him
take
setting too
one
many traps.
punch. Yeah,
Facts.
and he can look bad being pressured. You can lose being pressured. You know what I mean? Is it effective pressure? I think Duarte's a bit better than a Brockham, Brockham,
Baccarat. Baccarat.
yeah, Bachram. Yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
think he's a little bit better. And then and the smaller guys are able to kind of start early and keep going late as far as that particular style. Not, the bigger fighters, obviously, the bigger you get, the less you can keep that engine running for 3 minutes straight every round. So that being said, though, I think Duarte just in it just based on his natural style. Again, that makes the best fights when you match up the proper styles against each other. And just based on that, you have to give them a puncher's chance. You have to give them a puncher's chance.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. So we're gonna see how that fight happen. And the last fight we're gonna cover before we close this thing out is Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hiroka. That fight's gonna be for Russell's 140-pound belt. Vlog, as far as Gary Antoine Russell, where you at with Russell?
Nah,
Are you
this
impressed with
is
him?
I like him. I mean, he's okay. I give him a B. I think he's a B level fighter. I don't think he does anything super good. Like, what I mean, his footwork, could definitely be improved. He's not his brother, that's for sure, when it comes to the footwork. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't have nothing bad to say about him, but I'm not like, blowing no smoke up his butt either as far as how I rate his talent. I think he's a solid fighter, a B-level fighter in my estimation. Should he win this fight? I can't answer that question because I got to do some homework, so expect me to release a video on this particular fight soon.
Yeah, with Gary Antoine Russell, it really depend on which one show up. When he fought Jose Valenzuela, I mean, I've never seen him look better. Never seen him look better. He was very impressive in that fight. And Jose Valenzuela in that fight, he tried multiple things. And Gary Antoine Russell kept switching it up offensively. And Valenzuela he got them paws put on him. You know what I'm saying? But when he fought Alberto Puello, he looked completely different. Puello had him running into a lot of shit, had him running into a lot of shots, and Gary Antoine Russell. I think I'm waiting for him to turn the corner. I'm waiting for him to turn the corner. So if I can get Jose Valenzuela type Gary Russell in this fight, then I feel like he's officially announced himself at 140 pounds because 140 pounds is some deep waters. And if you put him up against a Hitchens, I think Hitchens gives him trouble. You put him up against a Shakur, of course Shakur gives him trouble. Um, you got guys at 135, they might be coming up to 140 trying to see Gary Antoine Russell. So 140 is a deep division right now, really deep division, and it's a little pressure on Russell to perform. To perform. So he
All
puts
right.
out a stinker. Go
Uh, you think that's a nice little get the winner of that fight? To get that?
ahead. Good question. Good question. Good question. I don't know if you think T.O. You think T.O. would take a Gary Antoine Russell right now after that beatdown?
I won't think so.
I don't think
I
so
don't
either,
think so.
bro.
But they don't do the same things. And that's the type of style that T.O. can beat. He can pot shot, move. You know what I mean? He don't have to throw a lot of combinations to beat Russell because, like we just mentioned, Russ gonna run into something. Russ is going to be the pressure guy in that fight. So I think that's a fight T.O. probably could have some success. I'm not saying he can win. I just think that's based on styles. Russ being the come forward guy, not your traditional boxer. That's
Mm-hmm.
T.O. being more the traditional boxer. That's a decent style matchup. Not saying Russ gonna win this fight because we don't know that, but
Right.
just saying if Russ won, I think that'd be a nice comeback fight. Big fight too. That's
That's
got to be a
fair.
decent little money fight.
That's fair. Well, if Hiroka gets the upset,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
T.O.
I'm just
damn
speaking.
sure taking that. Damn sure taking that
Oh
fight.
yeah.
For
Oh
sure.
yeah, but I'm just speaking hypothetically as far as
For
like
sure.
if it was with even Russ being, I think it'd be a good little fun comeback and a possible win for him too.
You know who I would want to see Gary Antoine Russell fight if he wins? Raymond Moritaya if he comes up to 40. I think that'd be a great matchup.
Yeah, I like that. Similar style wise
That'd be
too.
a,
Yeah,
that'd be a great
yeah,
matchup because
yeah.
you want to
That's
see
gonna be head to
can
head. That
that's gonna be head. That's gonna be a phone booth fight for sure.
man
Because it's
for
like,
shit.
can Moritaya what he did to Andy Cruz? Can he do the same thing to Gary Antoine Russell
Yeah,
at a new
who gonna
weight?
go backwards? Who gonna go
Who's gonna go
backwards?
back? Who's gonna go backwards? And I think probably the winner of that fight is probably the person that set the most traps. And that's a hard thing to do with an aggressive fighter is to ask them to set traps. That's a very difficult thing for an aggressive fighter to do, and that would be so. It's a lot of food on the table for Gary Antoine Russell at 140 if he can get the dub on this. Another fight on this card, bro. Before we roll, Amari Jones. Amari Jones is on the card as well. I think he's gonna be on the I think he's gonna be on the prelims. You know who he fighting?
Who?
Luis Cuba Arias. Throwback flow. He was on Mayweather Promotions for a minute.
Mm, okay, he fighting.
Yeah.
He he fight one of
He,
them dudes they done pulled off the shelf and blew some dust off of him.
listen, Cuba Arias hasn't been in there. I don't think he's been in the ring in a minute. If he's been in the ring, he's only had like one fight in the last like year or two. Like he's been out for a while. But Amari Jones, he just hit the rankings. I think he's ranked number 6 right now. So I was expecting for him to get, a fight because he just got in the rankings. So yeah, Amari Jones is gonna be on the card as well. You know, I mean Arias ain't nothing to sleep on. He just ain't been in the ring in a minute. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see if he can get some rounds out of Cuba
Trying
Arias.
yeah, they trying to give him at least somewhat recognizable name. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting card, man. But we gonna close this thing out, man. Hour 10 minutes strong. And listen, we only gave y'all the tip of the iceberg, man. Like we didn't even get into Lee Wood and Warrington. We didn't get into that. We didn't get into the Clarissa Shields fight. We didn't get into Atifo, my guy from out of Philly, man, Atifo Barrelton. He gonna be on the co-main event on that card. That's a big look for Atif, because he just signed with Salita. I think he signed with Salita As soon as they signed him, got him right into a big fight. Got him right into a big fight. And then there's a bunch of fight announcements too that's happened. Um, Raís Alim and Angelo Leo. That's supposed to go to purse bid. That's a good fight.
That's not good. That's not a good look though. To have that go to purse bid. That means neither one of them dudes got no steam on their name.
Yo, let me take that back. It did go to purse bid, and your boy won the purse bid. Jake Paul.
I saw this announcement too. I think it's a very bad matchup. Terrell Goucher against Yolo Hernandez.
Oh my God, bro!
Upcoming power puncher.
Against who?
Against
Yolo Hernandez against Terrell Goucher. Like
that is terrible.
Like, he's still coming up, but like what he did to Kai Davis was like bad. I think he's got real pop, and I just think that's a bad matchup.
Yeah, Goucher is. I mean, he ain't straight. He ain't washed yet, but his step ups, he's never been able to, you know what I mean, really make an impact. So this could be.
He never capitalizes on the big fights, man. He just never does.
Yeah, I like Terrell Goucher gives me a headache, bro. He gives me I need a couple of aspirins.
Yeah, bro.
Around with Terrell Goucher.
He one of them dudes. He looks good against them C-level, you know what I mean, D-level guys. But when you put him in there against a B or A-level guy, he looks like he's the D-level guy.
Even a C+ guy. Goucher is probably gonna. Like, he never mashes on the gas, man. Like that's the thing that pisses me off the most.
Do he owe them some fights or something? Why is they still putting him on these fight cards, bro? Do he owe PBC some fights or something?
You know what? Hey, bro, like realistically, like he was a part of that Olympic team, like that, like him, like when they had him on the roster, I'm talking about Terrell Goucher, like Erislandy Lara, because you know what Erislandy Lara, like his original PBC contract, he was guaranteed either main event or co-main event billing, and he was making like either close to an M or like an M a fight. Like it was crazy. Like I think with them old PBC deals, I think he was guaranteeing them like main event, co-main event billing, but they were like guys that had like the Olympic backgrounds. But Terrell Goucher has been on too many main event, co-main event billings. Like he's borderline on Jalen Love status right now.
Yep.
That's where Goucher is right now. Borderline Jalen Love.
He's a step up from the Lubins and them type of guys that kind of don't show the wear and tear, but it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's 38 too, man. He's fighting this guy. I just like I said, I just think
he's 38.
He's 38. I'm looking at now. He's 38. So I think he's getting smoked, man.
Wow. I didn't know Goucher was 38.
Yeah, he looked good. I mean, he's staying in shape.
Sure.
He stay in the gym, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? But you're not turning that over in the ring. I seen him look good. Like I think last year he had a fight last year. And he actually handled his business. But if you got to look at the competition, it wasn't a contender, wasn't a prospect. It was just a guy he was supposed to beat.
Damn, I did not know he was 38 years old, bro. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, bro. But we gonna close this thing out, man. Like we gonna be back Thursday. We're gonna do a show on Thursday. Hey, vlog, you what you doing Saturday?
Man, I got to work. I'm pulling a 7-day week this week, but I'm definitely gonna be checking out one of these fights. So would you pick one? We could try to sit down and do something.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I don't know if I want to.
That'll be a good day. That'll be a good day to do the one thing we was talking about from earlier.
Yeah, when what day you talking?
Saturday to just
Saturday? Oh yeah,
do
we can do
one,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, we
do
can do
one of
that.
the fights and then
Yeah.
do the, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we can do that. That's for sure. Cause I'm like I'm actually off. I'm like I can actually do a live like we did
Yeah, but
like we
we
did
switch it up.
like
Just switch it. Like grab one of the fights and do it the other way, and then you know do the live for like the main event or something.
yeah, I was getting ready to say I'm like, do I just want to do a live for the main event?
Yeah, do a live for, then we'll do an undercard fight the other way.
All right. That'll work. That'll work. Hey Ty, man, give me your social media and all that good stuff, brother.
Yeah, Facebook, Todd Finney, podcast in this corner. Like I said, just did an interview. You know what I mean? Sugar She, he'll be out there fighting. Same day, Barrios, Ryan's doing the fight, out there, Maryland Live, Jetta card. So, we got that to look forward to. So a lot of action on Saturday, man. But yeah, I'm on Instagram, the Legend3347. Like I said, man, I'm always here to talk boxing. Like, stay tuned for more interviews for sure.
Hey Ty, real quick. Is the weigh-ins for Jetta Promotions is it open to the public?
Yeah, I think it's definitely open to the public. Yes.
I might have
Yep.
to. Okay. All right, we'll
Yeah.
talk off camera. And everybody favorite OG man, boxing first vlog man. Give them your social media man. Let them know what you got going on, bro.
Bro, I'm banging out these fight previews and predictions. I got a couple up on the channel, posting them this week. Check for that. I'm gonna do a few more fights. We talked about Andy and we talked about Gary fight. So expect more preview and predictions coming up on the channel. And tap in with me. I'm on Instagram, Boxing First, the number one vlog. Check me out on Threads, posting them crazy comments and being, the blunt truth with it. So follow me, man. And I'm gonna try to get up on Snapchat here soon. So different work on all different platforms. So support your boy. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And I'm all over the place, man. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, X, everything G5 Jeff TV. Just giving out a disclaimer. You're gonna get a lot of videos from me this week. A lot between the YouTube shorts and the regular videos is so much to cover in the sport of boxing. So I'm gonna definitely be in the lab tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday. So expect, to be honest with you, but between now and probably Saturday, probably expect a good 10 to 15 shorts and probably about a good 10 regular videos from me over the next couple of days. Vlog and I have a couple of combo videos is going to be coming out covering some of these fights that are coming up, kind of do a combo breakdown and prediction videos where we're going to get really in depth on these fights and kind of a throwback. We used to do this before with Shane, but we're going to kind of reenact these videos. So expect Vlog and I to have a couple combo videos that we going to drop, and they're going to be long videos too. They're going to be long videos too. So if you want to hear that breakdown of fights and from the technical standpoint from all angles, these are the videos that you're going to want to watch. They're going to be in great detail. So definitely look forward to that. And this was episode 21 of Throw the Hook podcast, man. So on behalf of everybody, favorite OG Boxing First Vlog, Ty Finney, the legend, aka In This Corner Boxing, and your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Episode 22, we're gonna be back Thursday to cook up. So we'll see y'all then. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.